Hey guys, what's going on? You're going to hear me talking a lot about small account challenges. I think recently I've done a video. Let's see, it's over here. This one right here. Why most small account challenges fail. Lots of people love the idea of taking a small amount of money, say a few hundred or a few $1,000s, and turning it into a huge amount really quickly. Obviously, um, that appeals to people who maybe don't have much capital, but also people who just like it for fun. So I've actually started to do a little bit more of the sort of like content related to small account challenges. And that's not a coincidence because on Monday, thetatraders.com, Lance and I are going to launch our very first small account challenge. So it's going to be pretty interesting. This is a very conservative website. If you look through a lot of the stuff, they're very high probability trades. There's a lot of stuff on here to cover, so I'll leave a link in the description for you to go and check it out. We have lots of different tiers of like memberships. The cheapest one is a quarterly one, which is $197 every 3 months, which is a total bargain. And this is what you get. You can go through and check out all this yourself. We'll be talking about it more on Monday anyway. So on Monday we have a webinar. I think the webinar page is right here, actually. So we're going to talk about the small account challenge that we're launching on the sell side. So we'll be selling options to collect the premium to turn 5,000 into 10,000, which would be like the first goal. And the idea is we'd keep doing it. So you turn 5,000 into 10, withdraw the 5, so you still have 5 in there. Do it again, over and over and over. That's the idea. So mark your calendars, March 25th, which is this coming Monday. So this is Friday. You have just 3 days. And the countdown timer's right here. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, also hit notify me on the website on the page right here, and that will also help to make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be a live stream, and you can ask all the questions you want in the box on the right here once we get going. So this will be at a little later time than normal, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully a lot of people will be able to get there and watch it. If not, there'll be some replays that go up, but I'd really encourage you to watch it because we're doing a small account challenge free subscription draw. So the subscription's going to have a small cost for Lance's time, but we always like to give something away, and this one is going to be interesting because we're going to do a prize draw. So what you do is you put your email in to this form, which you'll find in the description below, and you will be able to win a free subscription lifetime. That's to the small account challenge, which will be really cool. And on the night of the webinar, we'll do like a random number generator. So I'll make a spreadsheet of all the emails that come in, and we'll pick one that basically then a random number generator comes up and pulls out an email. So yeah, should be fun. Definitely try it. See if you never know, you might get a free subscription to this. And Lance is very good in terms of risk management. He's very mechanical. He's kind of like the opposite of what Jason Bond's been like. So let's get on to the topic of Jason Bond. So I've interviewed Jason Bond. I've known Jason Bond for a while. And I got really excited last year when he started a small account challenge. And he basically turned 2,000 into 34,000, I think it was. So I've written a full review about this. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go through. Now the main reason you might want to go through this is to look at the failed challenges, because recently he's been doing really, really, really well. And my hope is that he's improved his trading to the point where he really has the small account journey like really sort of like dialed in. So if you go through this, you'll find some of the previous challenges that didn't work, some of the ones that did work. There's a few that, like, notably one that really worked really well. And so everybody was really excited about it. And so here's an interview I did with him a while back. He was when it was at 25k. So he had more than 10x that 2k, which was really cool. So he is a fantastic trader. He got it to 30,000. I think he got it to like 34,000. And then blew up, went to 0. I'll show you that in a minute. So you got to be careful. These small account challenges usually may seem like they're working, but you've got to be very careful. One of the problems with Jason's particular strategy, and it's similar to what we're doing with Theta Traders, but the Theta Traders one is going to be much, much more careful, mechanical, and methodical. With stop losses, it's going to be much easier to follow the trades. It's going to be a bit slower. It's not quite the same risk reward that you get with Jason, but there'll be very, very low chance of losing the gains once you have them. So I think that's worth it for a little bit of like less speed, you know. So I'm excited about doing that. We'll talk more about that on Monday. But Jason's recent small account journey started in, I think, November. So it's been a while, a few months. But he's gone from, so the entry here, sometimes hard to read all these spreadsheets. The entry here for the first trade was the 13th of November last year. It's now the 22nd of March. And so you can see all the green. So you can see he started with the 2000 here. And within the first trade, he had 27% growth. And he like compounded it really quickly, all the way up to 7,000, took a few losses, but went back down, then kept growing it until it went back up. So he is taking hits, but they're not utterly destroying hits. They kind of are a little bit, and so that's the problem. And that's the thing that we're going to get around with the Theta Traders small account challenges. We're not going to have these drawdowns where you go from 7,000 profit to 464 profit, We're going to make sure that we don't let that happen. Because people don't like that. People, imagine you start on this trade. Okay, there's huge long green streaks, which kudos to Jason, is amazing. He has had like 40 trades that have won in a row recently, which is phenomenal. The problem is if you give it all back in one or two trades, that's where the problems start. And he's done that several times throughout the last few months. You can see he was at 7,000 profit, and then he dropped to 5,000, and then 6,000, then he dropped to 4,000. And this is when he'd already, this is months in. This is 2 months in. And so it's definitely like big setbacks. Look, he's down to 2,000 profit again. And he keeps going all the way. I'll scroll down. This last green streak, though, from since the market's been so strong, from the 14th of February, has just been phenomenal. So he's just really jumped in profit. Just all the way up here, you can see his columns getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's actually at 37,000 now on his thing. I don't know why it quite says that, which is 1,800%. So once he gets going, he really does get going with this thing. So this is phenomenal. A few points to note, though, is first of all, the win streak is 47 in a row, which is phenomenal. But one or two bad trades could bring that down to half of his profits. So my hope is that he takes some off the table if he hasn't already. I haven't been following it completely, so he may have already been taking profits, but I'm not sure. I have a feeling he's not. And that's something that we're going to do differently in our small account challenge in the Theta Traders room as well. So the balance is now at 37,000 from 2,000. That's phenomenal. You've got to give him kudos. But if he loses it all next week, not so good, right? Especially if loads of people join based on these results. And so he does seem to be working really hard to make this a good service, though. Really, really hard. So anyway, this is an email I got from him this morning about stuff. So anyway, couple of comments. The first one is, how long do these trades last? Typically, these have been quite fast trades. That's another thing we're going to do differently in Theta Trader Small Account Challenge. They're going to be a different style of trade. They're not going to be exactly the same as his. It's a bit of a different strategy, but it should be a better strategy in a lot of ways. And even with the conservative approach that Lance has taken, the account is already up 43% in a few months. And on the small account challenge, we're probably going to push that quite a bit harder, which goes against all of Lance's conservative values. But we also want to try and get people who have $5,000 accounts to grow them quickly, but not this quickly, and without these drawdowns. So if you like that idea, make sure you watch the webinar on Monday. Anyway, all is forgiven with Jason for me at the moment. I think this is phenomenal. Let's see how it goes from here. I'll keep you guys updated every so often. We'll see if he ends up blowing it up or not. Make sure you go to my website and check out the Jason Bond Small Account Journey, and you'll see all the different times when he's failed. And they're also inside the dashboard. So here's one that he failed on. He went from 2,000 to 8,000. Didn't take anything out. I mean, it's a huge gain. He did that quickly as well. That was over the course of a month. And then he lost it all. So there's a long history of failed small account journeys with Jason, which is particularly annoying. I want to make sure I mentioned it. I nearly forgot to mention it because I want to be as transparent as possible. This is a phenomenal service, but it works mainly in a bull market. And he, as soon as the market turns down, he can often just like lose a lot. You can see you get a lot in the Small Account Journey service though. You get lots of different courses and things as well. He's a teacher at heart. So that's the current challenge we're looking at. The archive challenges is where the dirt is, right? So we go into the dirty growth here. He has 12 other challenges that he did. One of them, I'm trying to always remember which one it was. It wasn't this one. There's just like one, the one where he blew it all. So maybe it was before all this. I think it was more like 5. So challenge 5? Nope. Here we go. So challenge 4. Yeah, so this was the one I think where he took the $2,000 and he took it all the way to, let's see if we can scroll down here. It seems to be stuck. It's kind of annoying. I think I have to page down on it. I can't get down to it. It's annoying. Maybe for a reason. Anyway, he blew it all, basically. He did the same with this one. Same with this one. And so there's a long history of lost money, or money that was gained but then lost. So tips and tricks for if you are in the service or you're going to join it is to take your profits fairly quickly and don't get too greedy. Most of the time he doubles or triples the money quite quickly and then loses, and you can always try joining later on or whatever to get in. So anyway, that's all I have to say really about Jason Bond, Small Account Journey. Well done, Jason, if you're watching this, getting to $38,000 with 47 wins in a row. Fantastic. Please, 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 please pay yourself. I know you're planning to do a new journey starting on April 1st. Maybe that's a joke, I don't know. Because often he'll say things that he then doesn't do. So, but apparently a new $2,000 balance. I hope this means he's taken this balance, the $37,000, off of the table and starting with a new $2,000 balance. If he does that, it'll gain him a lot of credibility and a lot of respect from me and from a lot of other people too. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, check out theorytraders.com for similar type of trading but more conservative, and I'll talk to you guys hopefully on Monday if you come to the Small Account challenge that we're running. Hopefully if you come to that webinar, I'll talk to you on Monday. So talk to you soon.